around this rivalry a ton, but a couple weeks ago, Coach Saban said that this was the most important game for guys in the locker room. What is it about the Tennessee game that's so important to you guys?
I mean, they're just a great team. Got to give them a lot of credit. They play really well this season. They play the whole game. So, as far as that, we have to really come out and we have to make sure that we play a complete game. We haven't really done that yet this year. So it's really important that we come out and play a full 4 quarters and fight every play and just give it all we have.
Talk about playing the whole game. Coach Saban was just talking about controlling the second half, controlling the game. What role does the running game play in controlling the game?
I mean, just gaining positive yards. We don't ever want to put ourselves behind in the down and distance. We want to try to get positive yards every play. So establishing a run game is very important throughout the entire game. Keeping the ball in our hands. We don't want the defense out there playing a bunch of plays like they did last weekend. And we just want to control the ball, control the line of scrimmage, and keep the ball in our hands.
When you see the way that Tennessee has been able to rally multiple times against good teams this season, does that just kind of drive home the point of finish them and don't give them an opportunity to get back into it?
I mean, that's our focus every week. Every week we come in, no matter who we're playing, we want to play a complete game, a full 60 minutes, and try to control the game all the way through. But they're a great team. Like I said, they play a full 4 quarters. So this week we really got to focus in on playing a complete game and trying to establish early, that we came to play, and that we want to continue that through the whole game.
You talk about Josh Jacobs and just he's obviously had a really strong last few weeks. What have you seen from him?
I mean, he's a great player. He's adjusted really well and to the speed of the game. He knows what he's doing when he's out there, and we're really confident in him as well as all of our running backs. We work hard all week, and we really depend on each other, and we know that at any given moment anything can happen and anybody can be out there. So, but I think all of our backs do a good job of being able to handle those circumstances, and whenever we need them to step and make a play, I think we all can.
Damien, did you, see Minkah's return for the touchdown on the sidelines? And I guess when you found out or when you saw it, what was going through your head?
I mean, Minkah's an unbelievable player, and we know that anytime he gets the ball in his hands, he's a dangerous weapon. As crazy as that is to say for somebody that plays defense, but I mean, he's just such a special player, such an elite player, and he makes a lot of plays for us.
When you play these types of physical games, you guys have proven depth at running back. How important is that, especially in the meat of the schedule right now?
I mean, it's a long season, and we need every guy in that room to be able to step up and play in any given moment in the game. Like I said, it's a long season, but we're really confident in all of our backs, and we know that at any given moment, anybody can be thrown in there, and we just got to get the job done.
2 more.
What the importance of the catching the ball out of the backfield and how that could help in a game where you might have to match touchdowns.
I mean, that's just a part of keeping the ball in our hands. As a running back, you can't just, you have to be able to do more than just run the ball, whether it's blocking, catching, anything like that. But, the vertical game isn't always going to be there. Every team has great players on defense. So it's important for us to get out on our check downs and make sure we secure the ball and, try to get positive yards.
Last one.
How important was it for the offense to get our Darius back, and what did you see from him during the game?
He's a playmaker. We know, anytime he gets the ball in his hands, he can really make something happen. He can make people miss. He's fast. So it was good getting him back in the offense, getting him back in the swing of things. He's missed a lot of time, but just having him as another threat down the field is just it opens up our offense so much more.
All right, thanks, guys.
And as a guy who grew up in this region, and I'm sure probably remembers the old 3 yards in a cloud of dust Alabama offense, what's it like seeing it evolve into this up-tempo group? You guys are scoring 45 games, leading the SEC in scoring.
Yeah, it's the new modern age football. I think you have to be able to adjust and adapt. It's also very helpful to be able to go fast, so the defense can't sub. They're tired. Keep those big guys on the field. Keep them on there and keep moving, and it's just very helpful.
Did you see that play where the Arkansas player held Jalen's head down? What was your reaction to that?
During the game, I didn't see it at the moment until after the game on the internet. But I was making the tackle on that interception, so But just seeing that, I kind of looked at it. It looked bad, at the same time. But I think intent, the guy was like trying to hold the quarterback down from getting up, make the tackle. But at the same time, he's not supposed to be able to do all that. Hold him down by the neck. It was a little much. But hopefully, things it probably get taken care of by the SEC.
Coach Saban said a couple weeks ago that this is the game that's number one on the list for you guys. Why is the Tennessee game so important in your locker room?
Most importantly, it's the next game for us, and that's why it's number one right now. But in general, it's a big game for us. It's a rivalry game. A lot of people take a pride in this game in the state of Alabama, so we just know how much it means. And we know that Tennessee's a great team, and we gotta bring it every down.
Tennessee's obviously had a number of comebacks, big comebacks this season. Coach talked about controlling the game, specifically the second half. He didn't feel like you guys did it in Arkansas. What does that mean to you, controlling the game?
It means, we're doing what we're supposed to do. We're executing the plays that are called. We're dominating our box every play. Maybe we got away from it in the second half. We didn't do as well as we should have. And, it all starts with us. The offense, we got to control the tempo. We got to execute the plays called, and that's what Coach means by that. We got to control the game.
OJ, I know I asked you this, I think, earlier in the season. When you're 6-0, you're winning these games by 2-3 touchdowns, and Coach is saying, well, we still haven't played a complete game.
Yeah. How
do you guys as players make sure everyone's still buying into that concept and not getting complacent when you are winning by such large margins?
Oh, we all know we have a standard around here. We're all about playing the whole game for 60 minutes, competing hard. Because it would be some games where you feel like you're up and you get relaxed, and the team will start to come back on you. You don't want that to happen late in the season, so you take cover right now while it's early in the season. I think that's what we mean by that, and a lot of the young guys know, they buy into it, and we just got to play a 60-minute game.
Does it make it easier knowing that Tennessee has shown ability to do that when other teams have let down against them maybe later on?
Yeah, it is. You can see it on film, exactly. It's very easy to see from Tennessee how, a couple games this season they came back. They're a very good second-half team. They never give up. So we know that up at the beginning of the game we got to come out strong and finish the entire game.
Still one more question for those guys.
It's potentially your last game against Tennessee. Obviously one of the great rivalries. Have you thought about that? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I think every game, this season's probably my last year means a lot to me, just to be able to play one more time against a lot of teams. So just being able to play the whole rivalry over the years against Tennessee has been great. With it being probably the last one, just another game that goes down in the books for a good one.
All right.
Appreciate it. Shaun, I feel like we ask you guys every single week about the defense's ability to bring turnovers back for touchdowns, but after seeing an interception that was 8 yards deep in the end zone, is it safe to say that there's no spot on the field where you guys aren't looking to take it back?
Well, Minkah, he made a great play. I was trying to tell him not to bring the ball out, but hey, I'm pretty sure he's a better athlete than me, so he did the right thing. We got 7 points on the board.
What's your, because like you said, you would have told him not to, but what's your reaction as you see that thing unfolding?
Well, I'm like, man, it's crazy. I thought about it during the play. I'm like, dang, that's Minkah's third interception. So, he definitely finished it the right way by scoring it.
What's it like? I think this is the first game where the linebackers found the end zone. I guess does that make y'all feel a little better? Y'all watch defensive linemen score, members of the secondary score. Y'all finally get one.
Well, yeah. It was a really good feeling. I saw the ball squirt out and Tim scooped and scored it. So it was a good feeling. Just early on in the game, we needed that momentum. So it was good to get a touchdown on defense.
What's the challenge in preparing for a guy like Josh Dobbs?
Oh well, he's a great competitor, great quarterback. He's been around for a while. We know that the offense is going to compete for all 4 quarters by the games they played this year. So we got a huge task at hand.
They had a Hail Mary successful earlier in the season. What is the preparation for defending a Hail Mary? Coach David talked about it. It's one of those plays sometimes players just think, there's no way they can get it. How seriously do you take it?
Well, we practice it every week, and everybody has to do their job. And if one person doesn't do their job, the guy is able to catch it. So if everybody does their job, there shouldn't be a chance.
What's your
I would rather not say.
I know you guys take every single game seriously, but is there any extra awareness given how Tennessee has been able to rally in multiple games this season?
Oh yeah, I mean, we know that. I mean, we're going to have to play a full 60 minutes from start to finish. But I mean, they're a good team. You can't come out slow against them, and you can't kind of like lay down by the wayside of the games at the end of the game, because I mean, they showed that they can come back in the third, fourth quarter. I mean, they get better as the game goes on.
Shaun, I'm sorry. Shaun, basically the defense is very similar to Coach Saban's defense, but obviously with Pruitt calling it from Kirby, what are some of the subtle differences, and are you getting used to it? Did you have to get used to anything?
I mean,
Attacking maybe or something?
it really wasn't a difference for real. I mean, Coach Pruitt, I mean, he's worked under Coach Saban before, so I mean, he put his own little tweaks in the system. But other than that, I mean, Coach Pruitt, he's a great coach, and we love playing for him.
Why is the Tennessee game always such a big one for this program?
Well, I mean, for like us in-state kids, I mean, we know. I mean, I grew up watching Alabama versus Tennessee. I mean, since a little kid, you know, every third Saturday in October is Tennessee week. So I mean, it's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be fun playing in it.
Does any one memory stand out for you that you can think of?
Oh, well, I don't even know how old I was, but I definitely remember when Terrence Cody blocked the field goal. I don't know how old I was, but I mean, I'm sure that was a big win for the team back then.
Last one, this guy.
We had talked last week with Shaun about how the linebackers was the only unit that hadn't scored a defensive touchdown. So when Tim did, was there some extra pride with your unit?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was very good. I mean, especially Tim out of all players. I mean, you know, we wouldn't expect that out of Tim, but he just happened to be in the right place at the right time, so he took advantage of the opportunity.
All right, Skip.
Hey, Ross, I'm just looking at the box score now. 264 rushing yards for you guys Saturday. I mean, at the end of the day, how much do you enjoy seeing that kind of a number?
I do. I mean, just, you know, it makes it fun for us offensive linemen knowing that, you know, doing our job and it's executing and, you know, working. So it just makes it fun for us, and just seeing those guys have all those explosive plays just makes the game a lot of fun for us.
The team has been talking about the need to start fast. Obviously, you know, with the fumble early, that's not the way y'all wanted it to end. But to be able to move the field on those first couple of drives, how did that feel?
I think that's big for us, just knowing that we can move the field, and just you know, how we came out and played fast like we wanted to, and we didn't get the result, so we were kind of mad about that. And just going forward, though, we knew that we could move the ball, and so we were going to do just that once we got the ball back again. So.
Coach talked about in the second half against Arkansas, he felt like you guys didn't control the game as well, and you know, obviously controlling the game is crucial, he says, moving forward. What does that mean to you in your role of controlling the game?
I just think as an offense, you know, we like to kind of take the air out of the game, like we say, and just when we get the ball back late in the game, you know, we need to keep our defense off the field and just really control the line of scrimmage and, you know, do our jobs and just get first downs. So I think, you know, Arkansas did a good job at that in the second half. You know, the time of possession was, you know, they were up pretty big with that. So I'd just say that, and just controlling the ball and taking care of, you know, the ball and stuff like that. So.
Does that become even more important when you're going against a team that seems to have a knack for making comebacks late in the game?
Definitely. You know, I mean, especially as we get into these bigger games, just guys, you know, that don't give up, and we need to play a full game, play 60 minutes in the game, and, you know, like we said, you know, play 4 quarters, and the fourth quarter should be ours. So, you know, when we get to that fourth quarter and it's, you know, crucial, we need to hold on to the ball and just keep our defense off the field.
What does this rivalry mean to you?
You know, being from Iowa, you know, was kind of a spectator a little bit, but I do remember, like Shaun said earlier, that Terrence Cody block. I mean, they played a lot in the locker room or whatever, and they got pictures of it everywhere. So I think, you know, that's a pretty big moment for this Alabama-Tennessee rivalry, and I think a lot of people remember that moment especially.
I don't know how much Alabama you watched back then, but, you know, the old saying about their offense used to be the 3 yards in a cloud of dust. What's it like seeing or being part of this up-tempo offense now that's leading the SEC in scoring at this point?
You know, it's been different. You know, we've just, I think, evolved so much as an offense, and Coach Kiffin and the coaching staff's done a really good job So, you know, it makes it fun to see, you know, all of our hard work that we've put into that, you know, just kind of pay off for us. And so going forward, I think the guys have really bought into it and just seeing, you know, how it works. So I think, you know, it'll be good for us in the future too.
What's the key to get through the grind? And I'm not asking you to look ahead or behind on games, but just the grind in the middle of the year.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely feel it. You know, we just had our 6th game, and you can definitely feel it as, you know, your body starts to wear down and stuff like that. But I just think they preach, you know, and our nutrition staff and, you know, Jeff Allen and all those guys do a great job of just getting us in the hot tubs and just eating the right things, giving us the right stuff. And, you know, once we're off the practice field, just going and, you know, recovering and laying down, getting off your feet. So I think they do a really good job of that. And that's some of the things that, you know, just set us apart. So.
Is this the fun part of the season? I mean, you get this really tough stretch where you're playing some of the top teams. You know, are you guys having fun?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I mean, just to see the results that we're getting and just all the hard work paying off and just to know, you know, the possibility that this team has and the potential is just, you know, makes it really fun for us and kind of have us step up our game and know that, you know, we have a lot ahead of us. So.
Do a couple more.
How polished do you guys feel like you are as an offense at this point?
You know, I think we're clicking pretty well and gelling. I think each game, you know, we kind of seem to get better and better. So I think, you know, that makes it exciting for us just to know that, you know, we got a whole nother week of practice to prepare and get better as a, you know, unit. So, you know, we'll get the game plan. And I think, you know, we'll just continue to grow as an offense.
I don't know if you saw, but Jalen was honored by the SEC for the 2nd time this year today. You know, what's your reaction to that? And also, you know, how have you seen him grow over the season?
I'm not surprised. And, I mean, just for him being such a young guy, you know, it's so impressive for me to see a guy like that just come into such a big role, you know, the starting quarterback at the University of Alabama. And just to do such a good job and carry, you know, with such composure, you know, I continue to be impressed by him each week. And just to go into hostile environments like Arkansas and just play the game like he did, you know, it just speaks volume to his character and him as a player. So.
Thank you, guys.
Minkah, the way you and Eddie Jackson have shown this knack for intercepting passes and just taking them back, how do you think you guys would fare as receivers?
As receivers, I think we'd be pretty good receivers. I think, you know, Eddie Jackson, he does punt return too, so and he kind of proved that he could run around and make plays out there. So, and I know had a couple pick sixes last year and this year, so I think we'd be pretty good receivers because they're both good athletes. So.
Minkah, was that the best game of your football life?
I probably wouldn't say that because you know, there's some plays that I actually gave up on 3rd down and kept the defense on the field where I didn't play proper technique or I didn't play the ball the right way and it kept us on the field. But you know, it was a great game, but it probably wasn't my best all-around game.
When you look at what you did last year at Texas A&M, you had a couple pick sixes there. This game against Arkansas, you know, they're driving, they have the momentum. You get that pick six, and it just seems like the stadium just goes silent. What does that do to, you know, when you're on the road to a crowd when that happens?
It's kind of the same thing last year. We was against Texas A&M. The whole crowd was there, and as soon as I brought that one pick six back, everybody just left, and it's the same thing this game. Everybody just kind of left and went to the exits. And I think it kind of boosts our morale, Alabama's morale. But on the other hand, it kind of hurts the other team, and it kind of closes the game.
Is that like the ultimate compliment? You make a play like that, and you just start.
Everybody leaves. Yeah, yes, sir. I'll take it as a compliment.
When you hit the ball 8 yards deep in the end zone, are you thinking I'm returning this?
As soon as I caught the ball, Eddie had like tapped my arm, and like I looked at him. And he was pointing. He was like, "Come on, come on!" And I looked, and the whole left side of the field was just wide open. And so I was like, "We got to take it out." And so I just followed him. He threw a couple good blocks, got the quarterback on the ground, and I just followed him to the end zone.
Shaun says he was trying to tell you not to do it, and I'm feeling like, well, you listen to Eddie. He took that a little personal like that.
Yeah, I think there's a couple people telling me it was like go down, and I was like, nah. I see the whole field open. I was like, I got to take it. So you know, it was pretty funny.
Now, you're from New Jersey. Are we talking a suburb of New York City? Tell us a little bit.
It's a suburb, but outside of it's a couple minutes south of Jersey City.
Were you always eyeballing Alabama, or how did it's kind of unusual that you end up here, and they really haven't gone up in that area too often?
I think Alabama they just do a good job of recruiting. You know, they come to my school for a couple other recruits when I was younger. And they just always paid attention to me, and they asked me to come for a visit, and I went down there, and I just fell in love with it.
How different is the South from New York City? You know, from that area.
Yeah, it's definitely different because where I went to school, it's in the middle of the city.
Right.
So it's like skyscrapers all around and all that. And when you come down here, there's nothing but trees and grass and fields. So it's a little bit different. The people are different, and the food is definitely different too.
Southern Groves too.
Yeah, that too.
Tennessee's obviously come back a lot in a lot of games this
Yes, sir.
season. Is that something you guys are aware of, and how do you deal with that?
Yeah, we're definitely trying to focus on moving on to the next week, one win at a time. And you know, Tennessee, as you guys seen, the last 3 weeks they came back from pretty big deficits, and you know we're gonna have to play. This is probably gonna be the game we're gonna have to play that complete game, offense, defense, special teams, because they could come back on and make a play on any one of those teams. So it's on us to really to just execute, do our jobs, and make plays.
They also had a Hail Mary against Georgia that was successful. How do you defend a Hail Mary? What does that mean to you?
That's his execution, because our coaches actually showed us that play, because we practice it almost every single day at the end of practice, just because you don't want to lose or something like that. And it's just one person just didn't do the job. He didn't get hands on the receiver and let him run all around free. And so it's just executing the play and making sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do, and not trying to make a big play or nothing. Just get the ball on the ground and do what you're supposed to do.
I don't know what you've seen on Tennessee's running back Alvin Kamara. Obviously, you played against him last year. So, when you play a running back though that has speed and can hurt you as a receiver or carrying the ball, does that change the way that the secondary needs to play that guy?
I think it just makes him more of a threat, but I think it doesn't really change the whole perception of how we're going to play him. Well, because we have athletes that can cover him and make plays against him. But he is a very fast player. He can get to the edge. He could just slice you up in the middle, and he's a very talented running back.
Thank you.
Thank you.